The Rockford IceHogs open up their Central Division semifinal series presented by BMO Harris Bank tonight with Game 1 action against the Chicago Wolves. Joseph Zakrzewski once again with you for IceHogs TV and the Hogs Broadcast Network presented by BMO Harris Bank, and I'm joined alongside assistant coach Jared Nightingale once again for the Forest City Diagnostic Imaging diagnosis of the game. And Jared, the IceHogs got some nice R&R this week, some practice time, some days off. You don't get that a whole lot in the regular season. Lord knows you didn't see it in the month of April with 15 games, but now that you got 2 playoff games under your belt with the sweep of Texas, how is this team's mindset after a couple of days just to sit and take back a few steps?
Yeah, obviously we're excited to, prolong our season. And, the break was great, especially the last few days getting outside in the warmer weather. But we're all chomping at the bit to get right back at it. And no greater challenge than to face the top team in the league, right down the road. So we're really excited to get the ball rolling.
They say rest is a weapon here in the postseason, especially when you're playing a lot of games consecutively. We mentioned the IceHogs 15 games the month of April, but rest can also develop some rust. The IceHogs haven't played since last Friday. That was Game 2 against the Texas Stars for the Chicago Wolves. They got to go all the way back to April 30th, their last regular season game, coincidentally, against the IceHogs. How do you shake off any rust that you might be having, if at all, going into a nice week's worth of practice? Because going into a best-of-5 series, not a lot of lag time to try and get your legs moving again.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not really a concern. 4 or 5 days. We've had spans like that throughout the season. Chicago, it's been 12 days since they've played, but I think that's just a distraction. It could be an excuse. Our mindset has to be we're going to expect a really good opponent tonight on the road, and we're going to be really good. I think it's going to be crucial to have a really good start against a good team.
Well, for the IceHogs, how much are those 2 games against the Texas Stars, the 2-1 victory and the 1-0 overtime win? Good lessons learned for a pretty young bunch. You talk about a lot of guys that are playing in their first playoff games, might be experiencing some jitters and wanting to get that experience under their belt quickly. I'd imagine those 2 games probably help serve that going into what's going to be a pretty fun series with the Wolves.
Yeah, no doubt. Those are awesome games, low scoring, limited chances. Really proud of the group and how we responded to all aspects of the game, whether we had a couple good shifts in a row or right after they scored, good calls by the refs, bad calls. I thought we really were mature in our game and how we handled it, and both to win and to put away a team, a closing game, just adds to the character and adds to the resolve of this team, and it's just another step in the growth.
Well, there's only 4 total goals in that series against the Texas Stars over 2 contests. Low-scoring affairs again, 2-1 and 1-0 in overtime. IceHogs have done very well in 1 goal. Low-scoring affairs, I'd imagine that's going to transpire here into the series against Chicago, but it's been your strong play of your defensive efforts, too, that have helped limit the Texas Stars. As far as the Chicago Wolves go, they got a lot of firepower on their sides, guys like Podorowski, Stefan Nason. How much are you going to be relying on your D-zone coverage to hopefully maybe help out your offensive side?
It's paramount. Really, I think when our season started to turn around is when guys started taking notice and tracking back hard and taking pride in the D-zone, especially against Chicago. And that's not to say they've had some games where our goalies have played really well. They've had some good looks, but we have to be really sharp. Obviously, we have no chance if we are careless in our own zone. That doesn't matter the opponent. But this time of the year, most teams tighten down the hatches. Texas did that with us. There's really limited chances. You cash in on it when you can, but again, it all starts in front of your goalie for sure.
Well, the IceHogs goaltending core, especially against the Chicago Wolves, faced season highs in shot production against Chicago. They're one of the top teams in the American Hockey League for shots for, but also they don't give a lot on their other side too. From a defensive perspective, are you willing to allow the Wolves to continue to try and put up shots if they're from a distance versus the high danger chances?
Yeah, obviously we want to have the puck, and you never want to give a team a shot. It doesn't matter the angle, but there's grade A, chances that we have to limit. Whether it's seam passes or second and third whacks and close on net, and odd man rushes. Chicago's a team that really makes you pay. They're deadly with that. But shot volume, I think if they're shooting, like you said, they do. They just throw pucks on net from everywhere. They have bodies at the net. Sometimes you can't control that defensively, but what we can control is being really good in front of our goalie, fronting guys, having good sticks, and like I said, limiting those second and third chances.
And on the other side, too, as far as Chicago goes, they don't allow a whole lot of shots against. You mentioned even Texas batting down the hatches defensively, too. IceHogs might need to get creative on how to produce some offense and what's going to be a nitty-gritty affair. How do you do that on the other side of the ice and be able to create some sustained offensive zone time?
Managing the puck, really, playing selfless hockey. I think a lot of times we've had success. We've got it behind their D. forechecked hard, and then, a good offense. I think the greatest strength is playing really good defense, getting that puck back, going at them. That's where we've had success against teams this season, and it's going to be no different tonight.
Well, the IceHogs and Chicago Wolves saw each other 12 times in the regular season. IceHogs did well, so to go into the postseason, you pretty much pick up right where you left off. There's really no secrets left between these two clubs. In your mind, Coach, what's going to have to be the difference maker for the IceHogs to get off to a great start in this series?
It's no different than, I tell you every week, Joey, you really have to manage our start. They're going to, expect the Wolves. They always come out very sharp early, and they come at you. And like you said, they've been off for 12 days, but we can't expect them to be loose and rusty. They were the top team in the league. We have to have a really good start, and then just like every series, we have to manage our emotions. The highs and lows of the game. It's a long series. Not get too high, not to get too low, and just one shift at a time.
Jared, I appreciate it. Good luck tonight in Game 1.
Thank you.
Assistant Coach Jared Nightingale joining us for the Forest City Diagnostic Imaging diagnosis of the game as the IceHogs and Wolves kick off their Central Division semifinal series tonight, presented by BMO Harris Bank. Well, let's get you back to the action. You're listening and watching Rockford IceHogs Hockey on the Hogs Broadcast Network, presented by BMO Harris Bank.